call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Tracy Cortez takes on Viviane Araujo this Saturday at UFC 317. And this is a good fight, evenly matched fight. Viviane Araujo, she's fought a lot of the high-level competition in her weight class, coming in off of a win as a big underdog against Karine Silva back in November. Tracy Cortez making her return to the octagon, been away for almost 11 months, lost to Rose Namajunas back in July 2024. So looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive fight. But I got to go with Araujo in this one. It's hard for me to trust Tracy Cortez at this point in her career. She's not going to have a lot of momentum. She's been taking such long breaks away from the octagon. And, you know, it's for injuries, personal reasons, surgeries, things like that. She's only fought once a year since 2020. Beat Stephanie Egger, Justine Kish, Melissa Gatto, Jasmine Jasdavicius. So, you know, it was on a pretty decent run since her win on Dana White's Contender Series 5-fight winning streak, but recently lost to Rose Namajunas, and she took that fight on short notice. It was about 3.5 weeks notice she had, but just didn't really have anything for Rose Namajunas. Got dropped in the first round by like a jab, or what looked like kind of a jab, kind of a left hook. And just didn't really have an answer for Rose Namajunas, which I can excuse. You know, Namajunas is very good, very well-rounded, and she had the full camp. I think she was training for Macy Barber. But I just, at this point, Tracy Cortez, I mean, spent a lot of her prime sitting out. You know, and she's got some good wins. You know, she was on that streak, but she's kind of squeaking some of these out. The Justine Kish fight, split decision. Melissa Gatto, she was in some precarious situations in that one, was getting taken down. The fight on the feet was very 50-50. She just won kind of positionally. She won a lot of scrambles to win rounds. Jasmine Jasudavicius, I think that could have been a split decision. You know, Jasmine Jasudavicius, she started to come on strong as the fight progressed, looked good on the feet, was working in her grappling, lost the first round, but, you know, the second rounds were very close. And I just don't know what Tracy Cortez does better than Viviane Araujo, who I think's very well-rounded. You know, she's a jiu-jitsu black belt. She's good at grappling. She's got power on the feet. I'm just trying to think where Tracy Cortez takes advantage in this fight, or what gaps, skill gaps of Araujo can Tracy Cortez take advantage of and exploit. Araujo's been the much busier fighter. You know, granted, she's been kind of 50-50 as of late, but her losses are to Natalia Silva, Amanda Hebus, Alexa Grasso, Katlyn Sermonara, Jessica Ai. These are all champs or former title challengers, and she's coming off of a very impressive performance over Karine Silva, who was one of those fighters who was kind of like the dark horse of the division, was on a really good streak right there, hadn't lost since 2019. Was considered one of the top rising prospects in this women's division, and Viviane Araujo was able to put an end to that. She was able to kind of deal with her pace and win 2 of the 3 rounds to get the decision over Karine Silva. And Viviane Araujo, like I said, she's a jiu-jitsu and luta libre black belt. She's got really fast hands, slick footwork, powerful straight punches, really good overhand right, just very skilled, high output striker. She blends speed, power, and really good movement. Moves very well, doesn't stay stationary. Got really good takedown defense, 80%. And a good chin, too. She was rocked by Silva in that fight, was able to recover and obviously get the win. So I just think that she'll be able to move very well, go tit for tat with Tracy Cortez on the feet, kind of similar to the way Namajunas was able to kind of stay safe and land her shots. I don't see Tracy Cortez being able to just get a hold of her and put her on the ground. And again, she's been the one who's been fighting a lot more frequently. In the last 2 years, this will be the 5th fight in the last 2 years, whereas Tracy Cortez has fought, 5 times in the last 5 years. So I don't know Viviane Araujo. I know that she's getting up there in age. She's 38 to Tracy Cortez's 31. She's going to be an inch shorter, but she's going to have a 2.5-inch reach advantage. She threatens really well off of her back if it does go to the ground. We saw that in the Karine Silva fight, and she's hard to finish. You know, Viviane Araujo, I don't know if she's ever been finished. A lot of her fights, she did get KO'd back in 2017, but other than that, a lot of her losses are decisions, unanimous decision losses. She's got good cardio. She can push a high pace. She's very well rounded. And I just think at this point in both of their careers, I trust her more to show up at 100%. Tracy Cortez, you know, she's a pretty big favorite in this one, like minus 230. I'm really surprised by those odds, honestly. You know, Tracy Cortez, she comes from a wrestling background, but she's shown that she can be taken down. She doesn't have the best takedown defense. It's like 60%, 62%. She keeps her head on the center line when she throws, which we know allows her to get hit. She does throw good combos with decent power, has good speed. She's tough. She's able to take damage and keep pressing forward. She's not afraid to really get into a war and make it gritty. We saw that in the Jazz Davicius fight, and she'll mix in takedowns very well. Has really good entries on her takedowns. But at this point, I just don't trust her to show up in the form that she needs to show up to beat somebody as good as Araujo. And I know at some point Araujo's got to kind of slow down just due to her age and kind of the tread on the tires and the miles on the engine, but I think she's got a very good style to beat somebody like Tracy Cortez, who isn't a world beater anywhere. You know, she's got power in the hand, she's got decent striking, decent kicks, you know, decent grappling, but doesn't have the most finishing potential. You know, she's got some ground and pound wins back in the day against some low-level fighters, got a rear naked choke, lost by a guillotine choke. I think Viviane Araujo is just a little bit more well-rounded. I think she can edge the fight wherever it goes. I think she's got more potential on the feet to end it, and I think she's definitely got more potential to threaten with submissions and scrambles on the ground if Tracy Cortez can get her to the ground, which I don't think she will. I think she's got really good footwork to kind of manage the distance and not allow Tracy Cortez to really get close to her to get in on entries. And I think she can do enough everywhere this fight goes to win rounds and get a decision. Thanks.